Hello my Whoop friends! Why is the new Betafpv Meteor 75 Pro such a good tiny whoop? In this video I'll use all my experience as a long-time drone race pilot and 3D helicopter and aerobatics airplane pilot to explain and help you understand why the Betafpv Meteor 75 Pro is such a good tiny whoop and why this whoop might be ideal for you. I'll show you the advantages and disadvantages of this whoop in this video and in the next videos. I'll show you why this whoop is an ideal all-round whoop and perhaps even the best one ever. I am not kidding, I really mean it, and I'll try to show you that in this video. To start with, I'll briefly show you why the new Betafpv Meteor 75 Pro is such a good tiny whoop in the next few clips. The Meteor 75 Pro is powerful, even in the stock version without any modifications. It is fast, 60 km per hour or 37 miles per hour to be exact. It is relatively quiet and usually doesn't bother anyone. It is agile and feels stable in flight, even at higher rates and in windier conditions. By the way, if you are interested in what my rates are, then watch the video on this channel about my rates. The Meteor 75 Pro has the best LiPo protection of any tiny whoop on the market. That's because it is an 80mm tiny whoop, not a true 75mm tiny whoop. This makes the frame slightly larger and stiffer, and because the LiPo sits in the middle between the large ducts, it is much better protected than, for example, in a true 75mm tiny whoop. The 380 to 450 mAh LiPos are very well protected, but even the 550 mAh LiPos are also quite well protected in the 75 Pro frame. This is the most special feature of the Meteor 75 Pro, which you won't find in any other tiny whoop. It can be flown with various LiPo sizes from 380 mAh LiPos up to 550 mAh LiPos. It is efficient with realistic flight times in my tests ranging from 2 minutes of full send racing up to over 5 minutes of normal standard forward flight with a few rolls and flips. The Betafpv Meteor 75 Pro is a very versatile whoop. It can be flown indoors and outdoors even in windy weather conditions. In my opinion, the Meteor 75 Pro is the best all-round whoop on the market right now. The best workhorse. A tiny whoop tractor, so to speak. The Meteor 75 Pro is not specialized in one area, but it can do a little bit of everything. And with the different LiPos, it can be tailored to the intended use should a greater specialization in one area be desired. If you watch the entire video carefully and read the video description as well as watch my next videos, you will see why I came to this conclusion. The Meteor 75 Pro is really something special. I don't know of any other whoop that combines everything as well as the 75 Pro. It is the best all-round whoop I know of, and it has been for a long time. If you are looking for a whoop that can do a little bit of everything, is adaptable and with which you can learn practically anything, then the Meteor 75 Pro is the right whoop for you. If your priority is just learning to fly and if you want as little equipment as possible, then the 75 Pro is the right choice for you and will last you a long time. And it will bring you a lot of fun and great learning success. The stock PID tune of the Meteor 75 Pro is quite good for outdoors. I kinda like it. Another plus for the Betafpv Meteor 75 Pro. The Meteor 75 Pro can be flown lightweight with small LiPos and therefore smaller disk load, or heavier with larger LiPos and therefore larger disk load. This allows you to easily experience the flight feeling of different disc loads. The Meteor 75 Pro is an ideal learning whoop for experiencing the feel of flying with different disc loads. The Meteor 75 Pro is quite durable because of its low weight. It is not indestructible like all tiny whoops, but it is a very stable whoop, especially if you follow my tuning tips, about which I will be making some more videos on this channel in the future. And if something does break, this whoop can be quickly repaired. You can also find repair videos on this YouTube channel, and you will find more of them in the future on this channel. The camera of the Meteor 75 Pro whoop offers solid performance in all lighting conditions. During the day in sunlight, during the day in cloudy conditions, at dusk, at night with artificial light sources, and indoors under artificial light. The FOV of the lens is mid-range, which is especially beneficial for beginners. Too much fisheye can be difficult for beginners. Most pro race pilots prefer a bit more fisheye, but for beginners and intermediate pilots, the field of view of this camera lens is ideal. There are various propellers for the Meteor 75 Pro available, from the stock high-pitch Gemfan 45mm propellers, which are very quiet but bend easily, to the high to medium pitch Betafpv 45mm Aquila 16 propellers, which are very stable, up to the lightweight HQ Prop 45mm low pitch racing propellers, which give the motors superb response and prop wash handling, as well as a good controllable throttle feel. There are even two-bladed 45mm propellers available from HQ Prop. This allows you to experience different propellers with this tiny whoop, from low pitch to high pitch, from 2-blade to 3-blade. And last but not least, you can already find many videos of the Meteor 75 Pro on this channel in which I try to help you with this tiny whoop. Lots of tutorials, tuning tips, flight tips and repair videos. And there will be even more in the future if I am motivated enough by you, my friends. Stay tuned. Subscribe to this channel and activate the notification if you want to know when I publish a new video. And if you decide to buy a new Meteor 75 Pro or another whoop from Betafpv, please use the affiliate link in the video description. This motivates me to publish more high quality videos. A like or a comment from you also helps motivate me to produce new videos with educational content. In other words, you will probably have the most videos for this whoop and the best support in the future if all goes well. I can't promise anything, but I'll do my best. The chances are good. You can also find useful videos from other YouTubers for the Betafpv Meteor 75 Pro. For example, the PID tuning video from Uavtech. He offers a professional PID tune for this tiny whoop for free. You can find the link to it along with links to my videos about the Betafpv Meteor 75 Pro in the video description of this video. And now I try to summarize the advantages of the new Meteor 75 Pro with the Matrix Flightcontroller real quick for you. The Meteor 75 Pro is probably the best all-round whoop available in 2025 in my opinion. It is powerful, it is fast, it is quiet, it has a stable flight feel even with higher rates and in windy conditions. It has the best LiPo protection of any whoop on the market. Various LiPo sizes are available. It is efficient with long flight times. It is versatile and customizable. It is durable. It has a solid camera with solid performance. Various propellers are available. A lot of videos are available. It is full throttle, full send approved by me. It has a greater hang time in freestyle maneuvers than lighter whoops, which is of course a matter of taste. It has a tight battery slot, which holds the LiPo very well. It flies pretty well even with motor plugs, and motors can be changed quickly due to the motor plugs. There is a professional PID tune available from Uavtech for free. The motor shaft is 1.5 mm for better durability. The motors feature double ball bearings for better longevity, and it features an all-in-one flight controller with everything integrated, which is a pro for some pilots and a con for others. The Meteor 75 Pro flies very well outdoors, even in light winds, and is in my opinion one of the best, if not the best, outdoor whoop ever. It is ideal for playgrounds and other outdoor structures with plenty of natural gates. In windy conditions, the gate diameter should be about 1000 millimeters or more. Indoors, the 75 Pro feels most at home on larger racetracks. A gate diameter of 700 to 1000 millimeters is ideal. But the Meteor 75 Pro can also be flown well on medium-sized indoor racetracks with a little practice, especially when flown with 380 mAh LiPo batteries and HQ Prop 45mm 3-blade propellers. Then the 75 Pro can also be flown on small indoor racetracks with 500mm gates with some practice. So with a little practice, the 75 Pro can really be flown anywhere. So there are many reasons to choose the Betafpv Meteor 75 Pro. However, if you are still undecided even after watching this entire video and reading the video description carefully, then you can watch some of my other videos. For example, my comparison video 75 Pro versus 75 Air. The link to the video is in the video description. After watching this video, it should be clear which whoop is ideal for you. And if it is still not clear, you can of course write me in the comments. If you decide on the Meteor 75 Pro, you can see what awaits you in the box here in this video clip. Betafpv sent me this whoop and is the sponsor of this video. However, I have no instructions as to what I have to do, and all the information I give you in the video comes from my own experience. I have liked the Meteor 75 Pro from the start, and because Betafpv knows that, they sent me this whoop for a sponsored video. I claim this is one of the most honest and comprehensive reviews of the 75 Pro on YouTube. If you watch the entire video carefully, you will understand what I mean. Inside the box from Betafpv you will find the Meteor 75 Pro whoop, a card with a QR code and links to 1-cell 550 mAh LiPo batteries, a screwdriver for spare propellers, spare motor screws, a USB-C charger that also functions as a voltage checker for the LiPos, a USB-C cable, a USB-C adapter with a cable for connecting the flight controller to the computer, 2 additional plastic camera mounts, and optional plastic parts for the canopy. That's it. You might be wondering what the difference is between the old Meteor 75 Pro and the new Meteor 75 Pro. That's easy to explain. It's just the flight controller, also called FC. The new Matrix FC is a bit thicker and is therefore supposed to be more stable. However, it is also a bit heavier than a thinner FC would be. Unfortunately, I can't comment on durability from my own experience as my old FC never broke. But theoretically, the new flight controller should be a bit more stable against the forces of a direct impact on the board. The good thing is that the new Matrix flight controller, despite its greater thickness, is overall a bit lighter than the flight controller VTX unit of the old Meteor 75 Pro. This is because the VTX is now integrated into the new Matrix FC. This makes the new Meteor 75 Pro about 0.5 grams lighter than the old Meteor 75 Pro. This is obviously good for the overall flight performance of the whoop. Personally, I would go even further and build my own 75 Pro from individual parts with an Air 5-in-1 flight controller. The Air 5-in-1 flight controller is another 0.3 grams lighter than the Matrix Flightcontroller. That would be a total weight savings of 0.8 grams. However, with the Air FC, you have to solder the motor cables directly because there are no motor plugs. I've already made a video about this, which you can find on my channel. For beginners and pilots who don't yet know how to solder, the new 75 Pro with the Matrix Flightcontroller is definitely the better option. However, there are a few things to keep in mind with this new Matrix FC, which I'll show you in the next videos. What I might also mention is that the new Matrix FC supposedly has different, better hardware. You can read the exact details in the product description of the Meteor 75 Pro on the Betafpv website. I can only say that the new stock Betafpv 75 Pro Matrix flies very well. Rather better than the old one. But that could also be due to the lower weight or the PID tune, which I perhaps like better. And the VTX output is now supposed to be stable across all channels. I haven't tested this though. I only know that the VTX is okay for what I do. If you're interested in the exact VTX performance of the new Matrix FC, I recommend you look at other YouTubers. I'm sure someone has definitely tested this. Of course, like almost every product, the new Betafpv Meteor 75 Pro also has a few disadvantages, which I will briefly summarize here. The name of the whoop is misleading. It's a 80mm whoop with 45mm propellers, not a real 75mm whoop with 40mm propellers. The all-up weight is of course heavier than on smaller whoops. This means the Meteor 75 Pro is not as fast and agile on medium and small indoor racetracks as lighter whoops like modern 75mm and 65mm whoops. The main cable is a bit short and it's 22 AWG, which is unfortunate because the 75 Pro flies so much better with AWG 20 main cable. Less voltage sag, more consistency and more power. The motor shafts are 1.5mm, but not out of the best material. They can bend in very hard crashes. The motor bells are split bell design, not unibell design, which means that the bell ring can come off in very hard crashes. The motor windings are a bit too loose and can be cut from the motor bell struts if the motor shaft or motor bell is bent. The IR filter can come loose in the CO3 cam in very hard crashes. The stock jam fan props bend too easily. I prefer Betafpv 45mm props from the Aquila 16 or HQ prop 45mm props for racing. The motors can start to stutter because of the motor plugs, but I think I found a solution for this problem, which I will show you in the next videos. The flying disadvantages of the Meteor 75 Pro are the following. It is not as fast and agile in medium and small indoor racing as lighter whoops. Here we have to remain realistic. The Meteor 75 Pro is not as fast in racing as 75mm and 65mm tiny whoops. And due to the weight, it has not as much pop than lighter whoops. This means that when you give it a little throttle punch, it doesn't respond immediately. It's like a sports car that has a lot of power but is a bit heavy. If you decide on the Meteor 75 Pro, I recommend the following purchase. If you are a beginner just getting into the hobby and don't yet know if you'll stick with the hobby long term, you can certainly buy only the minimum. Maybe because you have a limited budget, or if you consider yourself a very patient and cautious person. Then the plan to get through without spare parts might work. However, in my opinion, it's not realistic for the vast majority of aspiring pilots, especially not for risk-taking, impatient men. We have to be realistic here. That's why I recommend buying a few spare parts right away if you plan on flying and practicing a lot, and to avoid having to reorder anything for as long as possible. You can see my personal recommendation for ordering in this video clip. In my opinion, option 1 is the realistic minimum to avoid having to place another order with Betafpv very soon. Option 2 is another option, but probably not the most efficient. Option 3, in my opinion, is the most realistic and efficient option to avoid having to reorder for as long as possible. If you really want to learn to fly FPV, then it's worth buying a few spare parts in my opinion. That's why I think it makes sense to buy 2 drones at once. I know this sounds like I just want to sell as many stuff as possible, but that's not the case. This is really my personal opinion and recommendation from my own experience. I know that FPV flying is rarely damage-free, especially if you really want to practice and improve quickly. Then there will be material damage sooner or later. And if you then have to wait 4 weeks in the middle of summer for the next delivery from Betafpv, you are losing valuable outdoor practice time. So if you have the money and if you know you want to go full send and all in, then I recommend option 3 of my purchase recommendations. With option 3 you will have enough spare parts to fly for a while, if you are lucky for a whole season. You then have 8 lipos consisting of 4 stock lipos and 4 lava lipos with which you could theoretically fly for an hour every day. That would be ideal for making rapid progress. Honestly, I would order a few more propellers, but ultimately I leave the decision up to you. You now know my opinion, which is based on many years of experience. You can learn from me or learn for yourself through trial and error. It's your decision. The choice is yours. Whichever option you choose, please note my affiliate link in the video description. This way I can cover at least a small, or honestly a very small portion of the production costs of this video. Honestly, it's not about the money for me, but rather that Betafpv might collaborate with me in the future. That's my goal. That's why I appreciate every order at Betafpv from you via my affiliate link, every like, every subscription to this YouTube channel, and every comment from you, my Whoop friends. Your support helps me stay motivated and continue making videos with a lot of educational value. In the coming months, there will be a few more videos about the Meteor 75 Pro. How you can modify it, how you can repair it, and so on. Stay tuned, my friends. And subscribe to the channel and set the notifications to on so you don't miss a single video. Many thanks to Betafpv for sending me the new Meteor 75 Pro and for your trust in my work and knowledge. I hope you enjoyed the video and I look forward to future collaborations. Happy flying, my Whoop friends!